A very happy Tuesday to you all. I'm Kenna. Thank you so much for joining me, and welcome everyone to Spooltape, a free game on Steam, of which I will leave a link to down in the description box for you all. But while filming a documentary on analog horror, something goes horribly wrong. A cursed VHS tape, lost cultists, salvation. Are you brave enough to follow the tape's sinister commands? I guess we're going to find out. Description, I guess we're going to find out. Now, I do believe this is a multiple endings type of game. No specific number as to how many endings, so I'm going to suggest at least 2. And heads up, this is described as kind of a visual novel type of game, which I don't think I've really played any of those games on this channel before, but I'm open to new types of games. So let's give Spooltape a go. A high-pitched squeal tears through the silence of the dark room as its red eye slowly blinks to life and stares back at me. Its 3 long, thin legs are firmly planted on the ground. How long has it been since this parasite had taken over my life? A decade? No. More. I keep giving it everything, but what has it given me in return? I grab its tiny arm and readjust its head to ensure that it's looking straight at me. I have to make sure that it sees everything that's about to happen. My eyes wander back to the piercing red glow. This is going to be annoying. Okay. My hands find the black duct tape next to my feet and start ripping it. Shortly after, the red eye disappears. Having set up the camera, I step back and examine the result of my labor. I rarely film in the dark, which is likely why the red glow from the LED has never bothered me before. But filming in the dark feels right considering the topic of my current documentary. Analog horror is the latest fad, and when I came across a cursed VHS, I knew I had to include it in my VHS-themed segment. I have already written up a frame, starting with The Ring and ending with the latest entry in the VHS movie series. All that's left to do is to tie it all up with a segment where I watch and document my own experience with a mysterious haunted tape. The story behind the tape is interesting enough. The seller I ordered it from wrote something about it being found at the gathering place of a cult after all but one member suddenly disappeared. The remaining member is still in a coma, but I haven't yet gotten around to actually confirming it. There's probably nothing to confirm anyway. It all sounds like a bunch of bull, but that doesn't matter right now. All that matters is that it sounds interesting. I plop down on the sofa and take in the static on the screen for a few seconds. You'd think that the sound would calm you down, similar to rain, but all it's doing now is making me anxious. I once heard that the Germans call this static ant football, but I don't really get why. It doesn't look anything like football. Maybe that's just their obsession with the sport shining through. I had bought the tube TV from someone who was selling it alongside some old video game consoles. I didn't care much about the games, but the fact that it had a VHS player built in was all the more interesting. Well, I could have just bought a standalone VHS player and plugged it into my computer or flat-screen TV, but that would go against the atmosphere that I'm aiming for. It has to be a tube TV. My hands reach for the tape that's lying on the table in front of me, and I start turning it over and back. The cover's pure white, no text, no pictures. What would I even call it in the voiceover? Maybe the intro features a title card? The contrastingly pure black tape slides out of the cover, and I turn it around once more, back and forth. No text and no pictures. Nothing to indicate its origins. A blank slab. For all I know, it could be empty. Maybe I've been scammed. I notice that I'm stalling. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a tape. If there's anything on it at all, it's likely an assortment of random, creepy internet videos like Rubber Johnny and I Feel Fantastic spliced together with no regard for coherence. I heave myself off the sofa and insert the tape. It starts whirring as soon as I press play, and the screen flickers.
You are a sinner, but you can be forgiven. I can help you. I'll make your wishes come true. You only have to follow my instructions. Once you complete the first task, there's no going back. Your first task: Spin around 1 time and then clap 7 times.
The player keeps on whirring, but the screen seems stuck. If it wasn't for the music blaring on, I'd think the tape was broken. This might be a dramatic pause before it continues on to the next task, giving me a chance to follow the directions on screen. I glance at the camera in the corner of the room. I'm not the best actor, so convincingly faking being scared if I know what's coming up is not something I can do. I could hire an actual actor to sit through the tape, but that'd stretch my budget beyond what I've planned. Maybe I should play along. Some of the tape's words come to mind. Once you complete the first task, there's no going back. I start rubbing my arms. Are the goosebumps because of the creepy nature of the tape? Or is it my AC just malfunctioning? My eyes are pulled back to the screen. Spin around 1 time, and then clap 7 times. These words have no intention of disappearing anytime soon. Should I do it? Audience, what do you think? Stop the tape. Complete the task. We're going all in. We're going all in. Complete the task. Sure, let's do it. I can reshoot this part if I end up looking ridiculous. Spin once and clap 7 times. Nothing easier than that. Except damning your immortal soul. 1 spin and then clap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I am happy to see that you've agreed to our contract. As stated, there's no going back anymore. Quitting now would put you at great risk. So I ask for your cooperation. Your next task: gather together a few objects. Find something that hurts and something that documents.
Oh no. What? I'm standing frozen in front of the TV. Hot blood rushes to my head. Is it just a coincidence that the image changed the moment I had completed the task? It must have been. Oh my god, we're dense as hell. Whoever made this tape must have had a good feel for when people would stop thinking about whether it was bull or not and follow the instructions on screen. All would have fallen apart if the tape had moved on too quickly. But it didn't. Not this time. And the camera had captured my genuine reaction. This is perfect. But the way that the tape had said that quitting was not an option, it makes it all the more tempting to see what would happen if I were to go against his wishes. Though, of course, nothing would happen. But there's something inside me that wants to confirm it, that wants to make sure. Complete the task, stop the tape. I mean, I kind of want to stop the tape just to see. We're going to complete the task. Nothing would happen anyway. Why should I waste my time just to turn on the TV again shortly after? Find something that hurts and something that documents. I should take a look around the apartment. There should be some suitable items lying around here somewhere. I heave myself up from the sofa and grab the tote bag that I usually use for shopping. It's a bit small, but it should do. Fill your bag with 5 items? Okay. So I guess we go to the kitchen. The smell of my dinner is still hanging around the room. Unwashed dishes are scattered inside my sink. Okay. Windows, oh my god. I sometimes listen to the radio while cooking, or when I manage to force myself to do the dishes. The radio is one of the big old ones that has an extendable antenna and a cassette player built in. It contains an unused cassette that came with the player. Technically, I could use it to record a program, but I never tried it. You have to dial in the frequency of the station you want to listen to manually. I usually just leave it on the same frequency. Its sole purpose is background noise anyway. I can't actually remember where I originally got it from. Was it a gift? Did I buy it myself? Did I find it on the streets? A mystery that will perhaps never be solved. My eyes wander beyond the radio and out the window. They freeze on a shadowy figure standing on the other side of the street, slightly off the sidewalk on the grass. The street lamps do little to reveal its features. Is it a man? A woman? All I can tell is that it's rather tall. It sways back and forth, as if caught by wind. I take a few quick steps back. My reflection in the glass stares back at me, brows deeply furrowed with concern. A few more steps back, and the light switch is in reach. I quickly flip it, hoping to make it easier to see who or what is standing out there, and whether they're watching me. Perhaps I'm too paranoid. They could be one of my neighbors who had gone outside for a smoke, but the feeling that they're watching me settles in my mind, and there is only one way to dispel it. I slowly step back to the window and peer out. It's easier to see now, but my eyes need a few more seconds to adjust to the darkness. I stare, and they, perhaps, stare back, swaying occasionally from side to side, until I finally see what had been stalking me. A bush. You gotta watch out for that shrubbery, man. It'll get you when you least expect it. My head sags, partly in relief, partly in disappointment at myself for being such a scaredy cat. That tape is making me jumpy. I turn the lights back on and stand next to the radio. Wait, back on, didn't we turn? Okay, whatever. The tape inside, it can technically be used to document. Should I take the radio with me? I'm going to say no, just until we look at other things. Let's look at the dining table. A well-familiar friend greets me as I walk towards the dining table. The drink of heaven, the drink of the devil. Worse than snake venom, more gratifying than ambrosia. Is it code red? My trusty bottle of whiskey. Oh, it's whiskey. We've been through a lot together, haven't we? What do you say? Should we go on another adventure, you and me? Should I take the bottle of whiskey with me? I think we maybe could say this is something that could hurt or harm, whatever the wording was, because it's very clear this guy likes his whiskey. He could easily do a little too much of it. You know what? Should I take the bottle of whiskey with me? Let's say yes. Okay, so that's one. Counter. I do admit that I'm lazy when it comes to dirty dishes, but I pride myself on keeping the counter clean. Except there's one thing that's out of place. My knife rack is missing one knife. I'm sure I put it back. My eyes wander and finally find what they're looking for. Delicately balancing on the edge of the other end of the counter, its blade sticking out into the hallway. I quickly pick it up. That could have been dangerous if it were to fall and I were to step on it. A knife definitely qualifies as something that hurts. Should I take the knife with me? No. I mean, we might be coming back for some of this stuff, but let's go to the bedroom. Let's see what we have. A draft of cold air slides past my waist as I open the bedroom door. Robe. The smell of detergent wafts my way as I open the wardrobe. My clothes were in the wash not too long ago. Sweaters, t-shirts, and pants lie assorted in the different compartments. Most of the stuff in my wardrobe had accompanied me for about a decade. My eyes wander down towards the sewing kit, a necessary investment for someone who doesn't want to waste too much money on buying new clothes. Now that I think about it, it's something that hurts. A needle would fit that description, wouldn't it? Should I take the needle with me? Let's hold off. Bed. A narrow bed stands at the opposite end of the room. My coffin, where I'm laid to rest every evening. Jeez. And resurrect 6 to 8 hours later. If I'm lucky. Amen. I walk towards it, but quickly recoil at the feeling of freezing air grabbing my ankles like undead hands. Why is the floor around here so cold? It seems to emanate from the bottom of the bed. There's no visible fog, but the image of a mist slowly creeping out forms in my mind. I kneel. Did I ever believe in monsters under my bed? I don't ever remember asking my parents to look for them. But monsters aren't the only thing that can hide down there. House centipedes, spiders, intruders. That's a leap. I hesitantly lower myself, my arms tensing up in preparation to push myself away if I see anything that's not supposed to be there. The underside of the bed is dark. I squint my eyes while they adjust to the darkness. When they do, I see nothing. I sigh in relief. Of course, there's nothing. Though that doesn't explain the unnatural cold caressing my cheeks. While scanning the underside of my bed, the reversal of the trope comes to mind. The real horror was on the bed all along. I wonder if anyone ever did a double reversal. The protagonist checks under the bed, then on top of their bed. Nothing's there. As they glance back down, the monster jumps out at them from below the bed. Maybe I should keep that in mind if I ever work on a horror movie. Not being able to find the source of the cold, I prepare to heave myself up. At the same moment, I hear a creak coming from the bed and quickly jump back. My eyes dart around, trying to find the source of the noise. I turn around a few times, glancing under the bed and then back up, but there's nothing. I'm completely alone. I must have bumped into the bed while trying to get up. Another sigh of relief escapes me. I'm too on edge. Perhaps it's the lack of sleep, or maybe the VHS is actually getting to me. I take a hesitant step towards the bed. Considering the cold, a blanket probably wouldn't hurt, would it? Should I take the blanket with me? You know what? We can always use a good binky. Yes. I examine the nightstand next to my bed. An undrunk glass of water sits next to a journal. A rather dangerous configuration, now that I think about it. I shift the glass a bit further away. The journal is there in case I suddenly get ideas for my film projects. I write them down in case I forget. About a quarter of the pages are filled with hastily scribbled entries ranging from general topics that I might be interested in covering the future to more detailed notes about shot sequences. My idea for a documentary about analog horror is among them. Either way, paper is definitely a way to document things. Should I take the paper with me? Yeah. I know I said we were just going to go through everything, but that's only 2 things I've taken, right? I think. Let's go to supply closet. The supply closet is rather cramped, filled with tools that had been useful once. Toolbox. The toolbox is probably one of the few objects that leave this closet the most, but before long, it returns to its 1 by 1 meter prison. There's bound to be something useful in here. Drill? Too heavy. Screwdriver? I probably won't need to tighten any screws. Hammer? What could I... Actually, a hammer sounds about right. It fits the VHS's demand for something that hurts, and if a long-haired Japanese ghost crawls out of the TV, I can bash its head in. Should I take the hammer with me? You seem very, very happy about the hammer. Let's take the hammer. Why not? Boxes. Old books, toys, random trinkets. Each of them holds a piece of memory inside of them and invites me to revel in the past, but I hold back. After my parents' untimely death, I gathered my old stuff and stuffed it in here. As my hands grab a gray object, my face distorts into a grimace of bittersweet memories. It's my handheld camera. It was a gift for my 10th birthday. I remember shooting my first film projects on this. One of my fondest memories was a mockumentary about life in a zombie apocalypse. A friend of mine had dressed up as a zombie, complete with fake blood, smears sponsored by his mom's lipstick. Getting the stains out was a pain. From what I heard, he had to do it while his mom lectured him, figuratively searing a hole into the back of his head with her piercing gaze. Back then, this camera was a symbol of freedom. Now it symbolizes shackles. Well, technically, the true shackles are capitalism. If anything can turn into a chore if you have to do it to pay rent. I suppose filming is a way to document. Should I take the old camera with me? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I grab something. What is this? I grab something soft as I feel around the shelf. I pull it out and am astounded to see a doll. Did I own a doll? I certainly didn't as a kid, at least not as far as I remember. Is it my mother's, perhaps? A blood red dress, void black button eyes. It looks self-made. I'd never seen my mother crochet, though. Is it my grandmother's then? Why don't I remember ever putting it here? I squeeze it, when suddenly pain courses through my hand and the doll falls to the ground. I quickly examine my hand. A small blood drop starts forming on the tip of my middle finger. Something had stung me. I look at the doll and slowly crouch down to pick it up with my uninjured hand. A drop from my other hand lands on the doll's face, forming a blotch where its mouth would have been. It quickly drains into the fabric. Was it my imagination, or did it briefly look as if the blood had formed a smile on the doll's face? Once I cautiously turn it around, I see what had hurt me. A pin is stuck in its back. I guess it was being used as a pin cushion? Cautiously, I pull the pin out and set it aside. I take another look at my finger, but the injury must have been very shallow. It's practically healed already. I take another look at the doll, now free of sharp pins. Should I take the doll with me? I'm carrying too many items. I should put one back where it was before I pick up a new one. Okay, so what do I have? Inventory. Whiskey, blanket, paper, hammer, camera. I think maybe we put back the blanket and take the doll. I feel like the doll is going to be an incredibly cursed object. So how to... So, back. Bedroom. We got the bed. Should have put the... Yes. Okay, put the item back. Okay, so we're going back to the supply closet. And should I take that all with you? Yeah. I feel like we have more items that hurt us than... Whiskey, hurt, paper, record, hurt, record. I'm assuming hurt. Okay. I think we're good. Finished task. Alright, that should be enough. I sit in front of the TV, placing the tote bag in front of me. New text flickers onto the screen.
I see that you've gathered the materials you'll need. Rejoice, your salvation is near. This is your final task. Use the object that hurts on a limb. Let your blood flow on the object that documents. Remember, there is no going back. There will be consequences if you stop now. Bleed.
Yet another wave of chill air envelops me. I grab my shoulders. Has it gotten even colder? My body tenses as I reread the final words of the VHS. Bleed? Isn't this going too far? Like hell, I'll do that. There will be consequences if you stop now. An unease spreads throughout my body. My stomach contracts as I try to reason with myself. This is just some creepy home project. Nothing will actually happen if I stop now. But just like last time, the VHS knew exactly when I was going to be done gathering the objects it had asked for. Could it have been a coincidence? What is the probability of that? I glanced back at the camera in the corner. With the red light covered up, it was barely visible. Maybe some blood would make this segment more dramatic. Audiences nowadays thirst for it like starving vampires. This could be a chance to spice up my documentary. No spice needed. Stop it. My eyes fall on the doll that I had picked up in the storage closet. The VHS. It only said to hurt a limb. It doesn't have to be my limb, right? And some blood had seeped into the doll. I could probably squeeze it back out. With that in mind, I look over the rest of the objects. Oh, strings of control. Hurt someone else in your place. Oh, what's a doll? It's not like it's an actual person, hopefully. But should I really do it? I can still turn off the TV. Complete the task. I guess I'll actually do it. What object should I use? Whiskey, hammer, doll. Okay, so I guess we're gonna... Wait. Okay, let's go with doll. Good thing I picked up this doll, eh? Now I won't have to hurt myself at all. Pick up whatever object that looks like it'd hurt and bring it down on the doll's arm. The soft fabric gives in. I put the object away and grab the doll's head with both hands. If I twist hard enough, something is bound to come out. The moment I do, my hands indeed start to feel wet. More than I expected. Oh no. I look down and find my lap colored in a dark substance. The screen flickers and more text appears on the screen.
You thought you could trick me? Your insolence angers me. If you can't do it yourself, then I'll be the one to make you bleed.
That is a huge helping of yikes. A young man in his 30s was declared missing this morning. The neighbor had called the police after he had heard a loud bang coming from upstairs. What they found was not the body of the victim, but a doll drenched with blood. Further examination revealed that it was the victim's. This is being treated as a kidnapping case, and police are urging the residents in the immediate vicinity to be cautious and contact the police if they notice anything suspicious. This was an 8 p.m. news. Have a nice night despite the grisly state of our world. Oh, you died. Click here to try again. Okay, so I went with radio, knife, paper, blanket, hammer. Maybe some blood would make this segment more dramatic? Audiences nowadays thirst for it like starving vampires. This could be a chance to spice up my documentary. But should I really do it? I can still turn off the TV. Complete the task. I guess I'll actually do it. What object should I use? We're going with the knife, baby. I muster the knife in my hands. In movies, they always slice across their palm. There's no need to be that dramatic, though. A small prick should do it. Although, I'm unsure how to go about it. I've never made myself bleed on purpose before. Do I do it slowly, making sure not to hurt myself more than I need to? Do I do it quickly to get it over with? I decide on the latter. I wince slightly as I stab my index finger. I had cut deeper than I wanted to. I'm unsure if I should be proud of myself for taking such good care of my knives, or if I should curse myself. A small blood droplet forms on the tip of my finger. What should I let the blood drip onto? Ooh. Let's go with paper. My blood soaks into the paper. At first, nothing seems to happen, but then, slowly, jagged lines start to appear. They seem random, but then familiar patterns start to form. Words. I read them out loud. Lick, dre, load, la, dre, lerm, elendrin, olier. I hope to God I didn't just summon Satan or something. Boder, Lock, Dreer, Lilal, Shield, Dre, Regan, Kerm. Laba, Kizjil, Witter, San, Lud, Litol, Sepek. Boff, Sepul, Lurser, Dron, Uller, Wall. What the hell is going on? What is this supposed to mean? Oh.
This is an incantation. It means that my time has finally come. You have given me enough power to enter your realm. I need one more sacrifice. Then I'll have gathered the number necessary to free you all. Rejoice, that sacrifice will be you.
I jump up from my seat as the sound echoes from somewhere in the house. This can't be real. I try to calm myself down, but fail to do so. My chest contracts. A pain that pulsates with every heartbeat spreads through my chest. I need to get out of here. I need to run. These words flood my brain as I turn towards the door that leads out of the apartment. But it's gone. There's no door. A white solid wall blocks my escape from what could very soon become my tomb. My eyes dart to the window. It too had vanished. This can't be real. This can't be real. Like a mantra, I repeat these words inside my head. I dash towards the bathroom in a panic. But I stumble over my feet and hit my head on the door. The adrenaline lets me forget the pain almost instantly. I try to force the door open, but wooden boards block my way. How did this... My head whips around towards the bedroom. The door is covered in tape. When did this happen? Another noise makes me jump. I need to hide. My eyes dart towards the other doors. They didn't disappear, but they also don't have any locks. How can I clear the way? Can we, I guess, hammer? Right, I can use the hammer to get rid of the boards on the bathroom door. I start plying it away as quick and quietly as possible. My mind races. How would I hide the fact that I'm in this room? I must take all the planks with me. Another sound, this time from the direction of the kitchen. I need to hurry. I ply off the last plank and rush inside. Right as I lock the door, I hear a crash. The footsteps. They're still distant. The footsteps do not sound human. Then another crash. I must have broken into the supply closet. Silence. More steps, this time coming closer. Then they stop, likely in the middle of the living room. It's searching for me. Silence. What is it doing? More silence. Then a sound. A squelching sound, like someone squashing goo between their hands. What the hell is it doing? The sound stops. And human footsteps again. They grow more distant. I must have decided to check on the other doors. I need to use this chance while it still hasn't figured out where I am. I quickly go through the contents of the tote bag, but none of it seems like a weapon fit for fighting whatever it is out there. Then the paper catches my eye. The script on it has changed. The letters look reversed. I quickly step in front of the mirror and hold the paper up. Oh, smart. Kill Erdal Isla Erd Mrel Mrel Null Nerd Rilo. I think it just called you a nerd. Oh my god. Verdab Kol Verd Lulil Les Erd Dingar Murk. Okay. Abologesic. Okay, we've been through this. Haven't we been through this? Fab, Lepes, Brisril, Nard, Relu, Lol. A scribbled note at the bottom reads reversal. This must be something like a counter incantation. If I can read it in the presence of that demon or whatever it is, I should be able to get rid of it. At least that's what I hope. I don't have any other alternatives. It will find me sooner or later. I press my ear to the door. The footsteps are yet again growing more distant. It must be at the other end of the apartment now. This is my chance. I need to act before it finds me. There's no way I can hide in here forever. I silently open the door and peek out. The monster is standing in front of the kitchen entrance, or something that should have been the kitchen. It looks like the entrance to a basement. It's stairs leading down to a room I've never seen before. Its back is turned towards me. Thanks to the TV's light, I can see its silhouette, but nothing more. While its body looks humanoid, it's stretched into a grotesque shape. It's way too big, and its arms are way too long and thin in proportion to its body. It was a mockery of the human form. I hear a creaky noise coming from its direction. Then something like words.
You'll be free of sin. I bring you salvation.
Its voice is distorted. It sounds as if multiple people that are trying to speak at the same time. Is it trying to mimic human speech? Oh, I hate it!
You can be with your parents again. You can join them.
How does it know that my parents are dead? What the hell is this thing? My legs start to shake as my mind tries to comprehend the creature in front of me. This isn't the time. I'd have enough time to make sense of this thing if I make it out of here alive. Now's my chance. Its back is turned towards me. I can push it down the steps. But would that be enough? I doubt that conventional weapons would have much effect either. Maybe something that could buy me some time. I have to do something. What should I attack it with? Buy you time. I mean, maybe the blanket? You can throw it over it and it's going to have to try and get it off. I don't know. I feel like... Let's go with blanket. I don't know. I will my legs to move and dash towards it.
I bring you salvation.
Its words are cut off as I lunge into its back. I throw the blanket over its head and tackle it down the steps. It stumbles and tries to catch itself on the railing but misses and plummets further down. The basement is dark, so I can't tell how far it's fallen. But soon it'd be back up. I need to do something. I quickly close the door. Right, the paper. I can read the counter incantation. I'm not sure if it'll actually work, but it's my best bet at escaping this hell. I hold the paper up in front of me and start reciting. Kill, Dal, Ella, Mrel, Nalal, Nerd, Rilo. Low-pitched gurgling echoes from beyond the door. Then a thud. It's coming back up the stairs. Radab, Kol, Rerd, Lalil, Les, Dingar, Mrik.
It's futile. You can't escape your sins.
Abal, Legizik, Redwi, Nastul, Latil, Kapas.
Only I can save you. Just like all the 99 lives before you.
What? Oh no.
And all the billions of lives that remain. All your sins will be cleansed.
Fab, Lepes, Rikril, Nard, Rilu, Lol. The incantation is complete. Silence. With a shaking hand, I reach towards the door. It rests on the knob. What if it's not gone? But if it really were still here, then it would have already burst through the door and killed me. That's what it wants you. It's a misdirection, my guy. I gather all my courage and turn the knob. Before me are not stairs leading to a basement, but my kitchen. It worked. Show of hands of anybody who thinks it actually worked. It's gone. I spin around and take a look at the living room. My windows are back. I'm free. My eyes drift towards the TV. It's still turned on and the VHS is still inside. I need to turn it off and destroy that damned VHS. But I'm stopped in my tracks as I notice that the screen is not blank. A single word has etched onto the screen. Sinner. I grab the VHS player and rip it out of the TV. It turns to static. There is no time to waste. I need to get rid of it. I don't even have the guts to extract the VHS from the player. I decide to destroy it both. Pops and whistles sound through the night. I should probably also bury it somewhere once I'm done, somewhere very far away from here. What was that creature? Was it a demon? It kept talking about cleansing sins. That's something that a holy creature would say, right? And how did it know about my parents? They had both died in a house fire when I was still 9. Was anything of what I had experienced actually real? Was it caused by a gas leak? Did I accidentally take psychedelics? How would you I mean, I know, like, I mean, people get roofied and stuff, but how would you accidentally take psychedelics and not... Okay, whatever. Maybe I'm being a Pollyanna about that, but honestly. My body suddenly tenses up. Wait a second, I have a recording. I can check whether it was real. I rush inside the house and rip the video camera off its stand. I fumble with the SD card slot and finally get it open. Hastily, I rush over to my laptop and insert it. The root folder contains a single 1-hour-long video. I open it. I see myself fiddling with the tape, sitting on the sofa, starting the VHS. It shows everything. It shows doors suddenly disappearing and being locked off. It shows something walking into the room completely draped in shadows. A creature with distorted, human-like features, something that should not exist, and yet, there it is. The video shows me pushing it down the stairs and reciting the reversal incantation. Everything was filmed. I have evidence that it actually happened. But would anyone believe me? The VHS itself is destroyed. But there might still be a way to make this hell I went through worth it, at least to some degree. A new movie has been taking the horror cinephile world over by storm. It features a cursed VHS cassette and a horrifying monster that's trying to make the main character's life, played by the director himself, hell. While the movie, an obvious nod to the current analog horror trend, has been praised for its practical effects and great sound design despite its low budget, it has also garnered some criticism. Its opposers have cited the mentioned low-budget look, the fact that it doesn't do much new to stand out above similar movies such as Paranormal Activity and Skinamarink, and the unsatisfying conclusion. Despite that, the director, who had only produced lesser-known documentaries in the past, has become a symbol for movie makers with empty pockets, showing what's possible with pure creativity and perseverance. We're looking forward to his future works. This was an 8 p.m. news. Have a good night. Congratulations, you survived. Okay, so I guess technically it is 2 endings. You either die or you survive. I do want to I want to keep those 2. I want to see what happens if we just stop. Obviously, I feel like we're probably going to die. Okay, so there's 2 places you can stop. And it's right here where it tells you to spin around and clap 7 times. So let's stop the tape here. This doesn't feel right. Maybe this segment doesn't really fit into the overall concept of my documentary. I mean, watching me watch a haunted tape, that's boring. I don't look great on camera anyway. After heaving myself up from the sofa, I press the eject button on the player. Right as I do, I see some text flicker onto the screen from the corner of my eyes. But before I can read it, the tape ejects, and all I see is German ants playing football. Static. That is. It was probably nothing. Or maybe the dramatic pause was over and the next piece of creepy text had appeared on the screen. Whatever. I'll send it back. The shipping box had nothing but the tape inside, and there had been no return address. But the website surely has some contact information. As I try to load the site I ordered the VHS from, I get an HTTP 404 error. The Wayback Machine isn't of much help either, as it doesn't have the site archived. The seller probably ran off with the money. I officially got scammed. I toss the VHS into the trash and turn off the camera. Guess I'll go work on the rest of my script for my documentary. Over before camp. Okay, so yeah, you do die. Well, wait, I thought I was just gonna go work on my freaking documentary. Okay, whatever. This is directly after completing the first task of spinning around and clapping sometimes. I'm assuming it's just gonna be another death, but let's see. After heaving off the sofa, check button. Right as I do, I see some text flicker onto the screen from the corner of my eyes. Before I can read, Okay, so it looks like it's the same. I plopped down onto the sofa. What did I expect? It's a pseudo creepy tape that someone made in their free time to make some cash off of gullible people. Nothing supernatural about it. My shoulders feel sore and I start rubbing them. Did I pull something while ejecting the tape? My age is starting to show, though I'm only in my 30s. Talk to me when you're in your 40s, son. Then a tugging sensation spreads through my thighs as well. Something is wrong. Suddenly a soaring pain crawls alongside my biceps. I quickly stand up. Did I accidentally sit on something? But the sofa looks completely ordinary. The pain increases, and I find myself forced to the floor. It's as if something is pulling me on my arms and legs. What is... You had your chance. A young man was found dead in his apartment this morning. The neighbor called the police after hearing a loud bang coming from upstairs. What awaited the police was a scene straight from a horror movie. His body was severely mutilated, and his limbs were displaced from the scene of the crime. The police are treating this as a murder... The police are treating this as a murder case. Yeah. And are urging the residents in the immediate vicinity to be cautious and contact the police if they see anything suspicious. This was an 8 p.m. news. Have a nice night, despite the grisly state of our world. Yeah. That was Spooltape. Not bad. Again, I don't think I've ever played a visual novel before on the channel. So for a free short indie horror game, I didn't think it was bad. And I think it was a pretty interesting narrative. And quite frankly, to be in your home, I always find games that take place in people's homes to be some of the more terrifying types of games because ostensibly, and again, there are caveats to this statement I'm about to make, your home is where you feel safe. It's your sanctuary. So to have something invade that space, I mean, anything can happen to anybody out in the wide world, right? But your home, for the most part, is supposed to be safe. And again, just to have something come in and take that away is more horrifying to me than, you know, being chased in a big ass neighborhood by Michael Myers. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think for what this was, it was pretty decent. They have more games. I might try those out in the future. I'm trying to kind of highlight free games and hopefully good free games for y'all because I'm one of those people that games are just so freaking expensive anymore. And people just don't have the disposable income, dude. So I kind of want to show people who maybe aren't fully aware that there are good games that are either free or are not going to break the bank for you. You know, that you don't have to spend $80 to $100 on games for them to be good. And quite frankly, some of those overpriced games aren't even good, not even worth your money. So anyway, so yeah, so I think this was pretty decent. And like I said, for a first time visual novel type of game for me, I didn't think it was too bad, but a link to this will be in the description box for you all. And I will plan to see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. And you can always leave a like or a dislike. It's engagement either way, baby. And yeah, you all take care. Bye.